Now at 3, Atlanta police announcing the arrest of a man in South Carolina. He's accused of vandalizing equipment they say is loosely connected to the construction of the controversial Atlanta Public Safety Training Center.
Atlanta News First Don Shipman is outside of Atlanta Police headquarters downtown, where the police chief also made another big announcement.
That new arrest being added to the more than 60 arrests in just the past year. But yeah, the big headline coming out of this news conference here today at Atlanta Police headquarters is the fact that they're launching a brand new billboard campaign in a number of cities, not just Atlanta. And we're talking about 450 billboards. Take a look, you can see him right here. Atlanta Police Chief Darren Sherbon saying that the billboards will be put up in cities like Detroit, Seattle, and Nashville, just to name a few. And here's the reason why. Of the 61 arrests thus far, only 13 are from Georgia. The police chief saying that there are more suspects out there too, and he's hoping that someone will recognize them.
Where we believe that right now, someone is sitting that knows who is setting the fires, who is impacting the safety of Atlanta, Georgia.
They also announced a new arrest. This man right here, arrested in South Carolina, accused of setting fire to construction equipment and spray painting phrases like "Stop Cop City" and "If you build it, we will burn it." Chief Sherbon saying that the construction company there in South Carolina has a loose connection to the project here in Atlanta. The police chief also touting that previously announced $200,000 reward, leading to the identification and conviction of arson suspects believed to be protesting what they call Cop City. In downtown Atlanta, Don Shipman, Atlanta News First.